Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft Brood War upload. This is a game between Bisu and Stork on Python, made by STL. Apparently, they've taken the liberty of leaving their STL logo on the map using the Fog of War. In the left side of Python, we have the red Protoss player. It is Stork. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the brown Protoss player. It is Bisu. Did I get that right? Bisu's brown? Yes, I did get that right. Okay. Alrighty then. So this is going to be yet another weekly StarCraft Brood War upload. I love to do more of these, you guys, but it is so hard to find current StarCraft Brood War replays. It has been, I've been to all over different corners of the internet, different corners of the internet, trying to find stuff that will be awesome to cast, that you guys will like to see. Recent things, I've seen sites in Russian, I've looked at sites in Korean, and even with Google Chrome Translate, it doesn't sometimes make it easy to understand what's going on. So if you have any sites you can recommend for me to go ahead and look at every once in a while and try to find recent high-level StarCraft Brood War replays, I would appreciate it immensely. Just put it in the description, let me know there, and everybody will be very happy indeed. Oh, also a quick plug for my podcast that I just started last week. It is going to be once a week. It's going to be called the Falcon Paladin Hour. It's just an hour of me and one of my subscribers, Wade from Australia, just talking about stuff like tech and movies and TV and music and video games and all sorts of great stuff that is very interesting indeed. Throwing down a pylon here. Look at this. Bisu actually tosses a pylon down inside the mineral line of Stork's main. Whose is this? Is that his too? I think. Either way, this probe is being really annoying. Really annoying out of Bisu right now. So yeah, there's a link in the description. If you have iTunes, it's there. Also, it's on the Beyond Pod app, podcast app. Whatever app you have, there's like 100 now. If you just search Falcon Space Paladin, it's not one word, maybe it should be, but Falcon Space Paladin, you'll find the Falcon Paladin Hour. You can subscribe, it's free. It's an hour a week. It's not a huge commitment, but we commit to being there every week for you as you're on your commute to and from work, whether that's on public transportation, or whether you walk to work, or whether you're in a car, whatever. However that works. Finally, the probe of Bisu's does get shut down by the Zealots of Storks. He's got a single Dragoon out, and this just reminds me of how important the early game is in Brood War. You will get these crazy little micro battles in the first couple minutes of Brood War games from time to time that can determine who wins the game, like straight up is how this works. So moving out already with a single Dragoon, going to try to see what he can do here. Meanwhile, Bisu, he's got that little block off on the top of the ramp as well. Now, that's got to be for something. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've watched a PvP, though. It's been a super long time since I've watched a PvP. What are they blocking off here? Is it going to block off the Dragoons from getting up the ramp? Seems possible. Either way, both players have a couple Stalkers, have a couple Dragoon, or a couple Zealots and a Dragoon, rather. Man, switching back and forth between casting Brood War and StarCraft 2 is actually, it's just close enough that you can do it, but it's just, things are different. Where it freaks you out. Dragoon attack range on the way, I assume, for both players right now. Where is my Cyber Core? Actually, no, unless it's already done. Which you can't tell, because there are no handy-dandy tooltips here in the Brood War replay interface. Again, my plea and my prayer to Blizzard, please give us a better replay interface when we're watching these things with more information and a production tab and units lost tab and all that stuff that is so useful when casting. It would make my experience better, and it would make your fans' experience better as well. So both players just sort of hanging out here. About 5 minutes in, we've got these Dragoons, we've got the Zealots. Both players have exactly 3 Dragoons and 2 Zealots, and both of them already have a robotics facility. We do have a probe. Probe picked up by a shuttle here from Stork. Going to come down to this bottom left base that we don't know exists because we have Fog of War on, but he knows. He knows there's a base here. You can't put... Okay, you got to get rid of that mineral patch first and then throw it down. What is he doing? He just dropped a probe into his opponent's base, I guess for scouting purposes? Wow, okay. So he scouts in. He sees the observatory. I guess that was fine. I mean, I guess he did see the support bay, which is great, which is upgrading the speed of the shuttles right now. And also allows for the construction of those Reavers, which are really good too. Reavers just great in ground-to-ground combat, period, if you're Protoss, which is exactly what we're seeing here. Ground-to-ground. Very excited for Brood War Remastered coming out here this summer. It's soon. They keep posting updates to their remastered backdrops and backsplashes and unit designs and things like that on their Facebook page for StarCraft and Twitter. Also, I've been following them on the social medias quite a lot, so looking good. Looking good. I mean, it's not a straight-up 100% new game they're making. They're just overhauling the old one. Which, considering the popularity of Brood War in Korea, is going to make them a ton of money regardless, and I'm sure people all across the world will be purchasing StarCraft Remastered and having some fun times reliving memories of games they played with their friends and family back in the 90s. Back in 97, 98, 99. That was so long ago. So long ago, you guys. But that was me. I was there. Cybercore was doing something. That might have been range on the Dragoon. So both players are just kind of hanging out, like waiting for a drop of some kind here. Observer flying in from Bisu, trying to see what's up. Trying not to get close enough to the Dragoons so in case they have detection that the Observer will die. It's pretty good job here flying in, getting a nice pick up on the robotics facility. Is a Reaver on the way from our Red Protoss player, and expansion on the way for both players here at about 7 minutes into the game. And what they're both, I guess, far as I can tell, they're both doing the darn near exact same thing. What is it with PvP where it seems like there is a standard build you gotta do, and if you don't do it, you're gonna die? I mean, I guess TVT is kind of the same way as well, although we have seen a lot of incorporation of mech in StarCraft 2 and TVT recently. Not straight up mech, but incorporations of Cyclones into the early game at least. It's not just straight Marine, Marauder, Medevac as it has been in the past with some tank support. I guess Marine tank would be a little more accurate there. So Observer flies in, sees the two Reavers, sees the shuttle, and gonna attack anyway. I keep doing that. I gotta figure out a way to bring that mouse sensitivity down, or just get used to it where I can do this. That's pretty choppy anyway. It's actually smoother just to use these. Alright, so true Reavers at the front. They want to get some shots off on these Dragoons. Gonna try to inch forward, and wha-bam, wha-bam! Ooh! Big time hits there, bringing down the shield mightily on those Dragoons. Then you have to wait. Wait again. Oh, the Dragoons do pick off a shuttle. The shuttle was pretty much the ticket to these Reavers' transportation. Their ability to actually go somewhere. And as it stands, they can't. Was there... did I miss a drop over here? Looks like I missed a drop over here. Darn it. Well, I don't think anything really died. I don't see any signs of 0 workers here for Stork, so if there was a drop, it got shut down pretty handily, and the evacuation might have been a little bit of a just-in-case type situation. Yep, okay, so shuttle here again with Reavers from Bisu. Zealots absorbing some of those Reaver hits, the Scarab shots, and just going for it now. Trying to pick off the Reavers first of all. Almost getting it. A couple more shots. No, can't get that Reaver. The other one's dead though. A lot of dead Dragoons here on Stork's side though. And that Dragoon does get destroyed. Observer picked out of the sky as well. Nicely done there by Bisu. Big Reaver hit though. Big Scarab hit all over those Dragoons of the Brown Protoss player Bisu. So let's take a look if we can see 70 supply here for Stork, 84 for Bisu. There is a Reaver trying to make it all the way home by inching his way. Inch. He's being escorted, though, by Dragoons, so he'll get there eventually. Or maybe just go turn around and go for a counterattack. But, nah, actually deciding to head all the way home there. I wish I could see worker count. I really do. But it's going to be a lot for both players, I would say. Oh, Stork might even have more than Bisu at this point. So if there was a drop, which, dang it, I missed. It happens. Big attack here in the middle. Just trying to finish off this Dragoon. 4 hit points on that Dragoon running at the tail end of this group. Oh, and stops for a second and does get picked off there. Dragoons versus Dragoons. Nobody bothering up with upgrades, mind you, at all. So can Stork, now he's become the aggressor. Can he finish off Bisu here or not? Reaver shots hitting, Dragoons smashing stuff as well here. And bam, big hit on Stork's Dragoons. He's losing them left and right, but these Reavers are still alive. They're trying to get some shots off, and they are doing fairly well, absorbing some hits. Oh, and another Reaver hit. But Stork's army has been removed. There are some reinforcing units were coming in, trying to assist here, but in the end, they decided to turn around as they were severely outnumbered at 70 to 81 total supply. Bisu has that lead. Is anybody going for a third base? It looks like Bisu's thinking about it over here on this right side, but he hasn't actually started anything yet. And Stork, on the other hand, is not interested in expanding at this point regardless. Forge coming up here, probably for upgrades. Could be for cannons too, although cannons versus Reavers not usually a battle you want to be in if you're a cannon. Citadel of a Dune up. Why would you get a Citadel of a Dune? You want Zealot Charge? You want to get Archons at some point? I don't see a Templar Archives here, though, so, is a mystery. Dragoon count feels really, really high on the side of Bisu, though. Stork is got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, about 10 or 12. 10 or 12 accidentally hitting one of his own Dragoons there with an attack move command. That is bad news indeed. Look at this little scrolling advertising thing. I mean, it's been there for a while. It's probably been annoying you, but it's pretty ingenious. I wonder how they did that. Probably some scripting stuff there. So I'm going to expand in the top left is Stork, while Bisu's taking his in the bottom right, expanding as far away from each other as they possibly can. Here come the Dragoons with Reaver support. Any Reavers? No Reavers for Stork. How did he forget those? Oh, he's got one coming. He's got one coming down the ramp, trying to hit. The good thing about Dragoons is they can absorb a couple shots from Reavers without dying, and that does turn the tides a little bit here. Stork pushing it. Bisu turns around, does send a few Reaver shots out at this army. This Reaver just continually building Scarabs. I wish I could see how many kills. That Reaver only has 3 kills, but I think we're going to be okay. Some Zealots from both players going at it in the middle of the army, absorbing shots, and suddenly Stork is down to 3 Dragoons and a Zealot. Continuing to push in here with the Dragoons is Bisu, and that might be all she wrote here. We're going to lose that Dragoon. The natural base is under direct fire, and that's it. A good game from Stork. Stork is defeated, and Bisu is your victor today. Nobody wants to leave this game, apparently. Oh, there we go. Now they did. Now they left this game, and that's going to be it for us today. Whew. So again, if you find some amazing Brood War replays from pro players, recent would be awesome. Send them to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com, or put a link in the description to where I can figure those out, where I can find those and download those. So yeah, that's what PvP is as far as I remember. A lot of Dragoons. Dragoons are pretty much the staple of everything, aren't they? A lot of Dragoons. A lot of Reavers, a lot of shuttles to give the Reavers some transportation because they are so slow otherwise. Like Reavers and shuttles together is peanut butter and jelly. And then you got to absorb the hits. You got to split as best you can because Scarabs do splash damage. If those Scarabs hit several of your Dragoons, it's worse than if it hits just one. But regardless, excellent job there by Bisu getting the win here against Stork, who is no slouch himself. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.